Welcome to my YouTube channel. So I hope guys you all are safe. My today's video is based on the topic the small introduction to the entire chapter of class 10 science, chapter number 1, chemical reactions and equations. Also, I'll be starting up with the first topic of this chapter in this video. So without wasting any time, let's start our video. Now you can see, before starting this chapter, you should know what are physical changes and what are chemical changes. Okay, you can see on the screen. Physical changes are reversible and chemical changes are irreversible. Now what do I mean by reversible and irreversible? Reversible are the changes, okay, these are the changes which can be reversed again. But irreversible changes are the changes which one reversed once can't be obtained again. Right, now what do I mean by this? Let me give you a small example of physical changes first of all. I told you that physical changes are reversible. Okay. If I take an ice cube from the refrigerator and I will keep it in a bowl, okay, I'll keep it in a bowl and I'll keep it outside from the refrigerator. Okay, I'll keep it outside from the refrigerator. I'll see that after some time it has converted into the water. Okay, after some time it has converted into the water. That means that solid ice has converted into liquid water. Okay, that solid substance has converted into the liquid state, right? But if I keep that bowl again in the refrigerator, it gets converted into that ice only, right? It gets converted into that ice only again, right? So here ice, first of all we took ice changed into water, then that water only again changed into the ice. So here this is the reversible changes, means the substance which we have reversed once can be reversed again. Okay, if I give you the example of chemical changes that are irreversible, means the substance which has reversed once can't be reversed again. If I talk about the paper, okay, if I take a paper and I'll start burning it, okay, that paper has formed now into the ashes. Okay, it has now formed into the ashes. Now that paper can't be obtained back. Okay, I can't obtain that paper back. But if I crush that paper, instead of just burning that paper, if I crush that paper and I'll start opening that paper, I can get that paper back, right? I can get that paper back. So that is the physical change. But if I burn that paper, it will be a chemical change. If I give you one more example of the chemical changes, that would be cooking of food. Okay, the raw food which your mother buys from the market, if your mother cooks that food, that would be a chemical change. Okay, because you can't obtain that food back again. So that would be a chemical change. Okay. Now you might have understood what is physical change and what is chemical change. Okay, you can now make a difference between them. Now let's come to the topic chemical reactions. Okay, the name of our chapter, chemical reactions and equations. So first of all, we'll study about chemical reactions. Okay, what are chemical reactions? The processes in which two or more substances gets transformed into another substance or a new substance is a chemical reaction. Okay, over here you can see I have written X plus Y changes into Z. So that is the formation of chemical reaction. Okay, it is the formation of the chemical reaction. Over here, X is transforming with Y to form Z. Okay, X and Y are adding up and they are transforming into Z substance. X plus Y gives us the substance Z. Okay, so that was all about this. And if you see here X plus Y, okay, that is the reactant side. But if we talk about the Z side, okay, that is the product side. You can also call the reactant side as the left hand side and the Z side as the product side or the right hand side. Okay, so reactant side and the product side. So these are fixed for all. This portion is the left hand side and this portion is the right hand side. Okay, you can see over here on the screen also I have written the reactants. X plus Y are the reactants and Z is the product. Okay, x plus y are on the left hand side and Z is on the right hand side. So they both are separated with the arrow in between. They both are separated with the arrow in between, and the arrow's head is always on the side of the product and its tail is always on the side of the reactants. So you have to keep in mind that how do we usually represent our chemical equations. You will study all about them. Now let me come to the characteristics of chemical reaction. Okay, I'll be coming to the characteristics of chemical reaction. So in this chapter there are total 5 characteristics of chemical reaction. The first one is the change in state. Means a state, there is a change in state. Okay, state change. That means, what do I mean by this? Let me give you a very small example for explanation. If I took, again I took ice, okay, again I took ice, which we did in the physical changes. I took that example in the physical changes also. If I take ice from the refrigerator, that ice cube is in a solid form, right? That ice cube is in a solid form. But if I just keep it outside from the refrigerator, it melts to form the water. It melts to form the water. So it is converting its state from solid to liquid. It is converting its state from solid to liquid. So this is the change in state. Okay. You can write the example as burning of wax to form gaseous substances. This would be the example of change in state. But if we talk about the second one, that is the second characteristic of chemical reaction, that is change in color. Now change in color how? You might have done that activity in class 9, second activity. Let me take the beaker of 100 ml. You in that activity there was, you have to take a beaker of 100 ml, and in that 100 ml beaker you have to fill 90 ml of the clear water. Means you have to fill 90 ml of that 100 ml beaker, you have to fill 90 ml of water in it, clear water, and then you have to put the 2 cubes of potassium permanganate. Then after some time, don't stir it, okay, you don't have to stir it, but after some time you will see that its color changes. Okay, its color changes. Okay, this would be just the one. You won't be able to do this activity at home. The one activity which you can do at home is the one. If you will take the water, in the glass or beaker, whatever is at your home, and if you will put the colored substance, that is ink or something else, in the water, you'll see that after some time the whole water gets that color which you put it in it, right? Which you put that whatever color you put in the beaker, that beaker would become the same color. Okay, would have become the same color, right? So that was all about the change in color. You can give the example of like potassium iodide. Okay, potassium iodide. If we add potassium iodide and lead nitrate, it will form a yellow precipitate, that is the lead iodide. Okay, here it is forming a yellow precipitate. Okay, now if we come to the third characteristics, that is the change in temperature. Change in temperature. Now change in temperature, that is exothermic and endothermic. Exo means exiting of something. Exo means exiting of something, but over here we have thermic also. Exiting of thermic. Thermic means heat. Thermic and thermal means heat. So thermic over here means heat. Exiting of heat means the reaction which acts when there is no heat. Okay, with the formation of heat, with the release of heat, you can say anything. If I talk about the endothermic, endo means entrance of something. Okay, inhalation of something. But thermic means heat, so the reaction which occurs with the formation of heat is known as the endothermic reaction. Now the fourth characteristic is the evolution of gas. Evolution of gas. Evolution means to give off, releasing of gas. Okay, releasing of gas. Releasing of gas how? Let me give you example. Zinc. If you add zinc and hydrochloric acid, zinc will displace hydrogen. Okay, why it will displace hydrogen? Because zinc is more reactive than hydrogen, so it will displace hydrogen and it will form zinc chloride and hydrogen gas will be released over here. So here hydrogen is evolved. So here evolution of gas occurs. Let me come to the fifth state, that is the fifth characteristic of this chemical reaction, that is the formation of precipitate. Formation means that the thing is being formed by something, right? Precipitate means a layer, okay, a layer is being formed either at the top or at the bottom of the solution. So precipitate means this thing only. You can give the example which I gave you in the change in color, that is if you will add potassium iodide and lead nitrate, okay, then the substance which will be produced will be the yellow precipitate, that is the lead iodide. Okay, here lead iodide will be produced from this particular solution, as well as the potassium nitrate will be produced, but it will be an aqueous solution. Okay, if we talk about that lead iodide, okay, it will be a substance, yellow precipitate, which will be a solid substance formed over here. So here is the formation of precipitate. Now let's come to the chemical equations. I hope you might be clear that what are chemical reactions. Let me give you a very small example of it. If we take carbon and oxygen, okay, here we are taking carbon and oxygen, we are adding it up and we are transforming into carbon dioxide. We are transforming carbon and oxygen into carbon dioxide. So it is the example of the chemical reactions. Now let us come to the chemical equations. It is the statement which we use to represent the chemical equation. Okay, it is a statement which we use to represent the chemical reactions. So you can see we have the two types of chemical equations, that are the balanced chemical equations and unbalanced chemical equations. Now let me come to the balanced chemical equations. Balanced are the ones which has the equal number of atoms on the reactant as well as on the product side. So I told you what are reactants and what are products. Okay, I told you what are left hand sides and what are the right hand sides. That was reactants and the product sides I told you. So the number of atoms which are equal in the reactant as well as on the product side, that will be a balanced chemical equation. Now let me come to the unbalanced chemical equation. Unbalanced will be the opposite of the balanced chemical equation. That means unequal number of atoms on the reactant as well as on the product side. So that means, let me give you a very simple example over here. You can see carbon plus oxygen. When they both are adding up, they are transforming into carbon dioxide. So over here, if we take the elements, what are the elements over here? Carbon and oxygen, right? If you see the reactant side, here carbon is having one atom and oxygen is having two atoms, right? And if we go to the product side, we'll see that carbon is also having one atom and oxygen is also having two atoms. Means equal number of atoms are there on the reactant as well as on the product side. So that is all about the balanced chemical equation. But if I come to the unbalanced chemical equation, you will see over here magnesium plus oxygen, Mg. Mg is having one atom and oxygen is having two atoms. But if we come to the another one, that is the product side, here 2MgO, that means Mg is also having two atoms and oxygen is also having two atoms. Okay, over here we consider the one number which is in the front of the which is in the front, okay, of the product side, we consider of the all of the atoms. Okay, like over here 2MgO. So 2 will be considered with Mg also and it will be considered with O also. Here two atoms of Mg and 2 atoms of oxygen. So that means there is unbalanced chemical equation. It is unbalanced because we saw that Mg has one atom in the reactant side and Mg has two atoms in the product side. So it is an unbalanced chemical equation. Okay, we can balance it, but we will see in the next video that how to balance these types of equations. Okay, this was all about the chemical. Guys, if you like my video, do like, comment, share with your friends and don't forget to subscribe my channel. For more updates, do hit the bell icons. And if you have any queries, you can mention in the comment box. I'll try to answer you soon.